Hello everyone. Welcome to this tutorial on AWS Lambda using Python. Okay. In this tutorial, we will learn what is the features of Lambda, and we'll also look at some use cases of AWS Lambda, and also we'll create and author our first Lambda function. Okay, so first let's understand what Lambda is and what are the features of AWS Lambda. Okay, so first thing is Lambda is a compute service. In the sense, in AWS we have services like storage, compute, network, and etc. So Lambda falls in the compute category. In the which means that Lambda is used to basically for compute purposes to run your code, to process data, and such stuff. Okay, so Lambda lets you run the code without provisioning or managing servers, which means that you need not spin up any EC2 cluster or any server to run your code in AWS Lambda. You just have to write the code and upload in the Lambda, and Lambda will take care of provisioning the clusters and everything. Okay, so which takes us to this point that Lambda is serverless, which basically means again what we told earlier, like Lambda does not need you to provision any servers. It doesn't mean that Lambda runs without the servers, but it means that Lambda or AWS in the backend takes care of all the servers and provisioning and maintenance and all that stuff. So you as a user just have to upload your code and start running your code in AWS Lambda. So that's what serverless means. Okay, and Lambda lets you write a code in your preferred language. Like it supports many languages like Python, Node.js, Ruby, C Sharp, Java, Go, and many more. Okay, so basically this provides you a lot of flexibility, right, to write code in your preferred language. Okay, so another cool feature of Lambda is that you only pay for the compute time that you consume. Okay, so if you're not running your Lambda, I mean, if your code is not running, then you're not paying for that time. Okay, so AWS just charges you for the time when your Lambda function is running. Okay, so now let's look at some use cases of AWS Lambda. Lambda can be used to run your code. Basically, Lambda is just code. Okay, so you can have any logic in Lambda, which gives a lot of flexibility with language, not just a language, and also the logic and the services that it can interact with. Okay, so you can run your Lambda in response to events in your AWS other services. Like examples can be if some change to the data happens in your S3 bucket, you can configure your Lambda to get triggered on any change that happens in the bucket. So okay, so your Lambda will run in response to that S3 event. Also similarly for any changes to DynamoDB table, and also you can run your Lambda in response to HTTP request using API gateway. Okay, so this is I have a separate video on how to use AWS Lambda while building REST APIs using API gateway. Okay, you can check out that video. So basically it can also run when any HTTP requests are made to API gateway. In the backend you can have Lambda to run. Okay, and also you can invoke your Lambda in your application using API calls, and your Lambda can have any logic that runs upon invocation. And you can run your Lambda manually also anytime you want, and you can use your Lambda to process streaming data that is stored in Kinesis. Okay, so these are the few use cases of Lambda. There are a lot of more use cases. Lambda can you can use Lambda to interact with any services, to send SNS notification or anything. Okay, Lambda pretty much integrates with any AWS services. That way it provides you a lot of flexibility to deal with other AWS services. Okay, so with this understanding about AWS Lambda, let's go to our AWS account and start creating a Lambda function. Okay, in the AWS management console, search for Lambda here. Okay, so since I have already opened, it's appearing here. Search for Lambda, and I'm going to open this in a new tab. Okay, so I am in my Lambda console. So if you're not created any Lambda functions, basically this will be empty. So to create your first Lambda function, click on create function here. And basically this will give you three options to create your Lambda function: author from scratch, or use a blueprint, or browse serverless app repository. So for this video I'm going to select author from scratch because I'm going to run write my code from scratch here. So I'll select this option, and function name I'll name it as my first Lambda. You can name it whatever you want. Okay, so in the runtime this is a language that you are going to author your Lambda function in. I'm going to select Python. So basically here you can see the list of languages that Lambda supports. I'm going to select Python 3.8, and the next thing is permissions. Okay, So permissions basically we need to attach an IAM role to this lambda, which will grant the necessary permissions for the lambda to run the code that you have. So suppose you have any code that interacts with any other AWS services. So the IAM role you are going to attach to the lambda here needs to have permissions to interact with those services. Okay, suppose like you are going to say write data to some S3 bucket, then your lambda needs to have the IAM role that you have attached to your lambda needs to have permission to write data to that S3 bucket. So in this video, I'm not going to interact with any services. I'm going to just write some print statement, basic print statements. So since I'm doing that, I don't need any extra permissions. So if you select this, create a new role with basic lambda permissions, lambda will automatically create an IAM role and attach with this lambda. That IAM role will have some basic lambda permissions needed to execute the lambda. Okay, so for this video, I'm going to select this. But remember, you need to have an IAM role with all the required permissions that your code needs you to have. Okay, so that's about the permissions. So once that is done, click on create function here. Okay, so once the lambda is created, you will get this basically successfully created function. Okay, so let me walk you through this console and show you the various features of lambda here. Okay, so this is the designer, the this lambda function. So we can have it triggered, which triggers this lambda function here. So if you add trigger here, this can be anything like S3 event or any triggers. Like lambda supports many triggers. So this is the one which triggers your lambda uh, to run. Okay, so this destination is like your lambda going to add some destination here. So that is on the designer part. So next is this function code part. This is where you will write your lambda code. Okay, so we'll come back to this later when we write while we are writing the code. So environment variables, basically if you're having some environment variables and you want to access them in this lambda code, you can add environment variables as a key value pairs here. Okay, and tags is optional, like to identify the lambda basically based on applications. So here in basic settings, we need to I'll show you this basic settings here. Click on edit. So this description is optional. So memory is the like allocated CPU, I mean the CPU that is allocated to your lambda function is proportional to this memory that you will select. Okay, so by default it is 128 MB. I'm going to leave it as it is, but if you want more CPU capacity to be allocated to your lambda, you can just increase this memory. And timeout is the uh, time for which after which the lambda will time out. Okay, so basically by default it is set to 3 seconds, and if you want you can basically increase this here. Okay, for now I'm going to just leave it at 3 seconds. And execution role is something that we had showed you earlier while creating the lambda. So it will use by default the uh, you know default execution role. Okay, so this is the role that lambda created when we created this function. Okay, as I was telling you earlier, if you choose the create IAM role with basic lambda permissions while creating lambda, it created this service role, my lambda role, GWC this role. Okay, so this IAM role got created with this lambda and got assigned to this lambda. So that's about this basic settings here. Click on save. Okay, so now let's look at the code here. So basically we need to create a main function here in this called lambda handler. So here in the lambda handler, we have like this is the lambda, I mean handler, which handler method is the one which runs when the lambda is invoked. Okay, so this takes two parameters, event and context. So event is basically the details which you will get passed from the trigger that you use to invoke the lambda. Okay, so suppose you are triggering the lambda using S3 events, so that this event parameter will receive the from the S3 event the details of the file uploaded and what is the time that was uploaded, name of the file, and all that stuff. Okay, so that all those details will get passed to this event parameter. So context is the one which will have all the details of like environment variables and the log group in which this has to store the logs and all that. Okay, so this is about the event and context. So here you can have inside this you can have any code that you want. You for this video I'll just take like no, from the event I'll take the first name from I'll this event is basically JSON formatted. So I'll pass the first name and last name to this event to test, just to test. So I'll show you how to read from the event. So basically you can just, since this is a JSON format, you can give like event of first name. So these things I will pass in the event parameter. So a dummy event that I'm going to create after this. Okay. And I'll just print out a message. Okay, so I'm going to print this welcome message. So this basically means that I'm printing the hello first name and last name welcome to Lambda. So these two will be taken from the event which will be passed to the Lambda. So let us test this Lambda function now. Let me first save this Lambda by clicking on save here. So it shows that successfully updated the Lambda function. Now click on test here. Okay, so this is basically create a new test event, or you can have like, you can imitate the test events that will be coming from the S3 or even. So suppose your Lambda will be triggered from S3, you can put that S3. So you can basically mimic that event which will be passed when S3 event put happens. So basically if you click this, it will basically mimic that. So okay, so this is how the event will look like when S3 Lambda is invoked from the S3 put event. So here I'm not going to do all that. I just need the hello world event. Okay, so basically this is a JSON formatted event. Let me since I need the two variables, first name and last name, and the values of those, I'll just give in something like Sachin and Tendulkar. Okay, and my event name I'm going to just give something like ABC, whatever you want, and click on create here. So this event will be passed to my Lambda now. Okay, so once the event is saved, click on test here. So now the Lambda will start executing. You can see the logs here once the Lambda completes execution. So if you see the Lambda succeeded, let me click on details here. Okay, so if you see here, it printed out hello Sachin Tendulkar, welcome to Lambda. So my Lambda just had a code to read this first name and last name from the event, so which got passed from the event, that test event that I just created. So it printed out this welcome message using this print statement. Welcome, hello Sachin. This is the first name that I passed to the event, and this is the second name, last name that I passed to the event. So you can see the logs here, or you can also see it here in the execution results. And if you want to go to if you want to see the logs in the CloudWatch, you can also click here in the monitoring tab, and basically you can view the logs in CloudWatch here. Okay, so that's brief introduction to Lambda and how to create your first Lambda, and how to pass an test event, and stuff like that. So in the coming videos, we will write some more advanced code in AWS Lambda and try to trigger the Lambda from different events like S3 put top S3 or DynamoDB or API gateway. So that's it for this video. Hope you understood the basics of Lambda and how to create your Lambda function. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. Thank you.